So I recorded the whole Smackdown review during the main event of Strowman vs. Nakamura because I didn't care. Turns out Bray Wyatt is going to be challenging Strowman for the title. It's better than Strowman vs. Baron Corbin, I'll say that much, but still not great. Anyway, without further ado, enjoy the review. I'm so happy that I have this channel and this growing platform to just vent about this piece of crap show that we get every Friday. Okay, Smackdown on Fox, written by Bruce. It proves time and time again why this is the worst wrestling program that airs on weekly TV. Okay, this week we got, literally, how I describe this show is if they got a bunch of spec scripts on Bruce's desk, and someone just knocked them off Bruce's desk, and then randomly they're all out of place, they give them to Bruce, and then that's the script for SmackDown. And in that regard, what I mean by that is we got Braun Strowman vs. Shinsuke Nakamura as the main event match for this week's SmackDown. A match which we've seen literally 6 times in the past 3 months. We've been there, done that with Braun and Nakamura, okay? So that was the main thing on this SmackDown. But in addition to that, we got the Women's Tag Team Championships defending another 15-minute match. Why? Who cares? Who? Who wants to see Asuka, Alexa Bliss, Nikki Cross, and Kairi Sane, especially the 3 of them not named Alexa Bliss, screaming like banshees for 15 minutes on their TV screen? It is nauseating to watch. And to go along with that, we also got to see a wonderful rematch. A match that I'm sure all of you are asking for. Tucker vs. Dolph Ziggler, Part 2. We saw it last week, so you know what? Let's watch it again. Because who doesn't want to see Tucker vs. Dolph Ziggler again? Okay, so rematch after rematch. The second hour... the first hour, the second hour, it doesn't matter. This show sucks. That's the crux basis of this review. This show sucks. Okay, I hate watching this show. I really do. I hate it. And if I didn't have this channel, I would have stopped watching this show months back. This show is the absolute bottom of the barrel as far as pro wrestling. And to think that people are going to say, but at least they're putting on a show, man. Literally, I made the whole video yesterday. WWF Raw 1999 versus Raw in 2020. Look at how different they are. Look at the little amount of care that goes into these shows. Now, I will say, the Bayley and Sasha Banks interaction in their segment tonight was pretty good. It was really good. It furthered the storyline, it was simple, it was effective. So Bayley and Sasha, the only thing worth watching on this show. But then again, they did what they can to ruin that segment by having Tamina come out, and it was all about Tamina Snuka, the wild card. So, in that regard, that segment I didn't even like, even though it was the best thing on the show as far as furthering storylines. But you look at something like the Tag Team Championship picture, the Miz and Morrison doing the dirt sheet, they're singing their Hey Hey Ho Ho song. I want to fall head first off my couch onto the floor, and then literally, the Usos come out, the New Day come out, and it's as if we're just watching the road to WrestleMania again. Nothing's changed, nothing's different. It's as if Bruce got his bunch of spec scripts, dropped them on the floor, muddled them all up, and then just put out the script for this SmackDown. Okay, no creativity went into that, because you know why? Next week, we're getting Big E versus The Miz versus Jey Uso for the SmackDown tag titles in a triple threat match. Because, get it? The storyline for this one, John Morrison competed against Kofi and Jimmy Uso at WrestleMania, so now we're going to have the other 3 guys who didn't compete for the SmackDown tag titles next week. You know why? Because that's a story. No, it's not, Bruce. Clown. So that's basically the crux of SmackDown. The last 10 minutes of the show I didn't even watch, because by that point, an hour 50 into this show, and we go to commercial break with Braun Strowman and Shinsuke Nakamura, I'm thinking to myself, stuff this. I don't care if The Rock and Steve Austin come out to save this. I don't care. Okay, because chances are either Braun Strowman just wins by power slam, or it's a DQ schmoz, or we get Baron Corbin coming out and beating him up. It's probably going to be one of those. If it's not, I'm sure you guys will tell me in the comments, but I don't care. So, that's basically the crux of this review. I'm now just going to rip this show apart because I've got a decent amount of notes. Just another disaster of a show. This was the SmackDown after WrestleMania, and the only notable thing in the first hour and 50 minutes was that the Forgotten Sons, the NXT team who barely won matches, the Forgotten Sons, they're now on SmackDown. Yay. So, without further ado, let's get into this piece of garbage. So, from here, we open the show, Braun Strowman, the Universal Champion, comes out. Right away, I'm just like, I don't care. I don't want to watch this. Strowman's cutting this promo about how he took his opportunity. Then Shinsuke Nakamura's music hits. Nakamura talks about knocking on doors. And then Strowman says, nobody tuned into SmackDown to hear you talk. Yeah, Braun, you white trash redneck hick. We all tuned into Smackdown here. You stuttered through a promo, clown. So yeah, Braun Strowman is just having this horrible cringe exchange with Shinsuke Nakamura, and then that sets up Strowman Nakamura in the main event. Didn't we see this for 3 months? Why are we getting this again? Like, it's just, and I know that there'll be some cretin on social media, but they're continuing the storyline because Shinsuke Nakamura and Cesaro and Sami Zayn beat Braun Strowman in the Elimination Chamber, and now they're having a match because Nakamura never lost to Strowman. I don't care. I just don't. Strowman versus Nakamura versus Cesaro, it's just worthless. So from there, we go from that opening segment to finding out what we're going to get for the rest of the show. We find out that we're going to get the dirt sheet. We're going to have Otis and Mandy have a recap. We're going to have a women's tag title rematch. And we're going to have the aforementioned Strowman versus Nakamura match in the main event. And right away, I think to myself, why do I do this? You know? And then I remember you guys as the viewers, and I think, you know what? Filming these reviews is too much fun. I have to watch the rest of this, but still, I see what they have planned for this show. I don't want to watch it, so from there, we go to the women's tag title rematch, the Kabuki Warriors challenging Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross. Now, this was the same match as they did to open WrestleMania. Just a terrible way to open this show from a match perspective. 4 women, and 3 of which, so primarily Kairi Sane, Asuka, and Nikki Cross, who literally spend the whole match screaming like banshees. It is so painful to watch. Okay, if you're watching this match and there's someone in another room and they're hearing this, they're thinking, what the hell are you watching in there? It sounds like the most violent kind of you-know-what. It's just awful. So, literally, this match goes to a mid-match commercial with Asuka standing on the announce table, putting on a headset and screaming. Nikki Cross gets on the table. She proceeds to do some screeching herself. Nikki then takes Asuka off the announce table, and we go to commercial with Nikki Cross screaming while she's punching her own chest. Yeah. If people kept watching after that, then fair play. So from here, we get another, like 5 to 7 minutes of this match after a commercial. Alexa Bliss, Nikki Cross just win. Like, were they going to lose the titles after 5 days? Just, whatever. Alexa Bliss has no talent. The only reason she's pushed is because, she's hot, man. But Alexa Bliss, she looks nice. So, I don't care for Bliss or Cross. Nikki Cross is painful. Alexa Bliss shouldn't be pushed. Asuka and Kairi Sane, just, they need to go to another promotion badly. So, that was our opening match. I couldn't care less. From here, we get Elias singing, which, once again, he's standing on the platform, which Corbin pushed him off a couple of weeks ago. So Elias is singing. The song itself wasn't that bad, but I just got PTSD thinking of that Corbin segment, so whatever, Elias does a performance. Then we get a recap of Mandy and Otis. Brilliant. From here, Ziggler and DeVille come out. And then we get Tucker showing up with pics of Otis and Mandy. And then we go to break. And then we get a thing that Triple H's 25th anniversary is in 2 weeks' time. So that's just going to be everyone look at Triple H for like half an hour, which, granted, I'd rather watch that than anything on this show. So from here we get the dirt sheet with our current tag team champions, The Miz and John Morrison. So they're trying to take petty shots at a bunch of different people. You know, they're mentioning burials and the fun house, and they're trying to be all topical and edgy. It's not funny. It's just not. If you enjoyed this segment, good for you. I just couldn't care less. So they keep every 2 seconds, they'd say something, and then the other one would say, and that's good news. And then we hear that they're going to perform, then we hear that Hey Hey, their song which we heard in the WrestleMania kickoff, has been trending worldwide. Yeah, so from here we get Miz and Morrison performing Hey Hey, and I'm sitting here watching this, and I'm having this moment where I'm thinking to myself, you know, this is what my life's come to. I'm watching 2 grown men standing in an empty arena, singing, rapping, whatever you want to call it, this song, where the main hook of the song is literally Miz and Morrison. Hey, hey. Ho, ho. Miz and they're just standing in the ring doing this. I'm just thinking to myself, why do I do this to myself? So from there, we get literally the Usos coming out. And as I mentioned last week in the Smackdown review, what happens when the Usos come out? You guys know if you're watching the channel. Oos, oos. Wait, yeah, get him, oos, 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 oos. Just hear the word oos 150 times, because that constitutes for character, right? So then the New Day come out onto the stage, Big E and Kofi, and then apparently Kofi says that after a phone call to WWE management, Fox executives, he lists like 8 other people, including Lil Wayne, because what does Lil Wayne have to do with this? He eventually announces that next week it'll be The Miz versus Big E versus whichever Uso wasn't involved in the WrestleMania match, Jey Uso. So Miz, Big E, Jey Uso, triple threat match for the titles. Just what we're all begging to see. Because we're all sitting here watching SmackDown thinking, please, Bruce, give us the triple threat match we never got. We need to see The Miz versus Big E versus Jey Uso, Bruce. So that was just crap. So that was the segment there. Amazing creativity. From here, we go to break with Corey Graves saying that up next, a team that dominated NXT, the Forgotten Sons debut. And we see this so over-dramatic video package of the Forgotten Sons in action. I'm thinking to myself, they barely ever won a match. This was the team who lost to Breezango like 3 times. Why should we care? They'll be dead and buried in catering within 3 weeks. What are they going to add to the main roster? They're literally a C-Tech version of the Revival, only even less entertaining. And you're telling me that they're going to go places on SmackDown? Get out of here. So from there, we go to the Forgotten Sons versus the Lucha House Party, which I thought it was appropriate that the Forgotten Sons debuts against Lucha House Party because these guys will be sitting together and catering for months on end, just eating Titus's green beans and Dana Brooke's freshly baked potatoes, just honestly embarrassing. So from here, we get the Forgotten Sons winning, as you'd expect. All I'm thinking while watching this is, boy, Wesley Blake is out of shape. Okay, you're supposed to look like a pro wrestler. He's just flab. Anyway, from here we go backstage. Carmella and Dana Brooke. This segment I need to rant about, okay? Carmella and Dana Brooke say that they missed out on their WrestleMania moments. I'm thinking to myself, you don't just get a WrestleMania moment because you're employed by the company. That's not how this works, okay? WrestleMania moments, back in the day, like the main ones were Hogan body slamming Andre, Steve Austin passing out in the sharpshooter, the boyhood dream has come true, Brett winning the championship, the ladder match with, Razor Ramon and Shawn Michaels. Those are WrestleMania moments. Just being on the card doesn't constitute a WrestleMania moment. Carmella and Dana Brooke, just shut up. So they're backstage with the women's tag champions Bliss and Cross, and then Alexa Bliss says that, what did she say? She said that Carmella and Dana Brooke can't just skip the line, that they have to deserve their title shot. I'm sorry, what line? The Kabuki Warriors, the Iconics haven't been on TV in like 7 months. What other tag teams are there? There's no line. Okay? There is no line, Alexa. So that was that. From here, we pretty much, they hint at we're getting we're getting Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross versus Carmella and Dana Brooke. Whatever. Like, in that moment, I'm like, this show is a parody of itself. So from here we get the Sasha Banks, Bayley, Tamina segment. As I said earlier in the view, this was like the best thing on the show. From Sasha and Bayley come out to do their segment. They're talking about how they're the best. Bayley keeps saying that we're the champions. It's good stuff. Bayley and Sasha, they're hinting at the friction there. And then Tamina's music hits, and I just start laughing. Because why wouldn't Tamina's music hit? So Tamina comes down and says that Bayley didn't beat her at WrestleMania. I'm sorry, Tamina. I recall you being pinned by all 4 women in the match, and Bayley was one of them. So shut your mouth, you clown. So that was that segment. And then we literally get Bayley and Sasha like having some more friction, and basically Bayley sacrifices Sasha to Tamina. So next week we're getting Sasha vs. Tamina, and the winner... Sorry, if Tamina wins, she faces Bayley. So, I mean, be it as it may, it's whatever. So from here we get Sheamus squashing some jobber, whatever. From here, we get this video package for Jeff Hardy's career part 1, whatever. And then we get our main event, Braun Strowman vs. Shinsuke Nakamura. I couldn't care less about that match. I've seen it that many times. Maybe Braun Strowman gets attacked by Steve Austin, and it's the miraculous return of Stone Cold. Maybe Hulk Hogan comes out and body slams Braun Strowman. Maybe the Big Show comes out and beats up Braun Strowman and wins the title. I don't know. I don't care. This show isn't worth the time of day. Okay, this show isn't worth the 2 hours it takes to watch it. This show isn't worth the contract the paper was printed on for Fox. This show isn't worth the time. Okay, this show is the biggest waste of time in pro wrestling. So that's been the video. Hopefully you enjoyed. If you did, be sure to like, comment, sub. You guys know the drill. See ya.